Hi there. I wanted to give you some ideas about how to advocate for yourself with your healthcare provider and getting menopause treatment. There's a lot of misconceptions that were really fueled by the Women's Health Initiative study. It got a lot of press, and a lot of its findings have been were questionable, and that's still kind of in the ether. So doing your own research and going in prepared to ask for what you need. I think it's really helpful if you have a friend or a partner who's willing to go to the appointment with you and take notes. I think it brings out the best in providers and, uh, kind of gets them to step up. And the reality is that a lot of OBGYNs haven't had a lot of training in menopause, and that's not their fault. They tend to be more focused on preventing or treating cancer and helping with pregnancy and labor and delivery. So there is an association just called NAMS. It's the National Association for Menopause. They have a great website, and they also have a list of NAMS practitioners, and they really do put the practitioners through the paces. So if you get a NAMS practitioner, they are going to be very well versed in treating menopause. Unfortunately, not all areas of the country have NAMS providers, so you might have to drive away if you live in a rural area. There's also just a lot of misconceptions about menopause. I mean, one is that you should just accept it, that you should accept your function declining, your cognitive function, your mood. You should accept the painful, irritating GSM or genital urinary symptoms of menopause. You should accept the UTIs and not do anything about it because it's just natural. There's just a lot of really kind of nonsensical information out there, like Asian women don't have menopause symptoms, for example, which is just racist. Um, and yeah, that it just conveys that you are kind of at the end of the line and don't have anything to contribute anymore. You're an old hag, and you don't deserve the treatment that could be life extending and really improve your well-being. I think there's also like kind of misconceptions about sex. So some of the symptoms of menopause really impede libido. And if you don't want to have sex and you decide that's not something you want to engage in anymore, that's totally fine. And if you still feel sexual and you want to have a sex life during, before, and after menopause, that is also your choice. And your providers should be taking into account your sexual well-being and your preferences around that. They should be pushing things on you to force you to have sex when you don't want it, or to discount it as something important. Um, some of the other videos I provided have some sort of basic information. I also have a link on my website that has all the perimenopause and menopause symptoms. Um, Speaking of perimenopausal women, this can be really unpleasant to go through all the sort of peaks and valleys of perimenopause. And just if you have an OB that's sort of very quickly wanting to prescribe the pill to you while you're in perimenopause, that would be an indicator you want to slow down and think about all your other options. There are other forms of birth control, and you could talk to your provider about getting a low-dose estradiol patch just to get you through those valleys where estradiol is very low. Just bring that up a little bit. Anytime you have estradiol, you also need progesterone to protect yourself from endometrial cancer. So make sure that that is taken into account. Um, yeah, I mean, one of the best, most protective things you can do is get educated yourself. I love Heather Corinna's book, What Fresh Hell Is This? And one of the things that Heather says is, you also might want to consider seen a provider who offers gender-affirming care because, you know, that would be someone who's very familiar with prescribing hormones. I guess, you know, women should understand that transgender men and non-binary people also go through menopause and also, you know, need to have the option of menopause treatment. So menopause is something that happens to people who have vulvas, regardless of what gender you are. Um, yeah, it's not that easy to find good providers in the Washington, D.C. area where I am. We do have really good choices, and I often refer to Dr. Rachel Rubin's office. They do a phenomenal job, but there are other providers, and check the NAMS website to see who's around in your area.